class today. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Chiganda wali ku live. I was saying class wetu tusoma tutandikirako history. Yeah? Naye leero tugenda kuddayo ku history. Coffee yavawa, blah 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 blah. I've been saying this almost every time. So Kati, I will leave that part for you guys. You go back, you watch that live. That's very simple. Just to go enlightening where coffee comes from and where it is now. Tugenda focusing on coffee yenyini bwetunywa. Engije tumokolamu nebisigadde. This is the extraction part. Are we good? Okay. So the coffee that we drink, the coffee that we extract is what we call espresso. Espresso comes from the word express. It's an Italian word. Espresso is an Italian word. Before, back in the days when people used to take coffee before going to work, they used to say, give me a coffee express, faster, faster. Since something is done faster, so it was express in the making. So that's where the word espresso comes from. To make espresso, you need three things. One, you need water, you need pressure, and you need coffee. I repeat, to make espresso, you need three things. You need water, you need pressure, and you need coffee. Are we good? So, it means this espresso machine that you see here, water comes down from the source, goes into the machine before it extracts out coffee. You understand? So, when water comes from down, so this is the water source. Let's say it's a tap or it's a tank of water. Okay? So it goes into what we call filters, a filtration system, which filters the water to remove the soluble compounds. Then after, it goes into the machine. Are we together? You cannot get water straight from the tap to the machine. It has to be filtered first. See, water has what we call chemical composition. Okay? Like this mineral water you see here. It has calcium, it has magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride, phosphate, nitrate, carbonates, fluorides. All these are soluble compounds found in water. You understand? So, what makes mineral water special and why you buy it expensive, not like this local water you see in the bag, is because this water is filtered to reduce the levels of these chemicals in this water. You understand? So the composition is let down. It means the percentage of calcium is 20 now, the percentage of magnesium is 15 now. You cannot remove it all. It still remains, but the levels are down. You understand? That's why the water is expensive. You buy this one 1,000 in Uganda, you buy a cheap one at 100. You understand? Because this one goes through a process to reduce these chemical compositions in this water. You understand? So meaning, if these chemicals are still high in your water, they will affect the taste of whatever you're taking. Obutunda bw'okamuza amazzi ga Renzol tebuwooma nga butunda bw'okamuza mazzi ga ku tap. The taste is really different. You understand? So it's the same as coffee. When we bring water straight from the tap up to from any water source, straight to the machine, the taste of coffee will not be the same as the as the water which goes through a filtration system. Are we together?
Yes.
So it means in every coffee shop, there must be a filtration system down. And this filtration system has to be changed over time. Let's say over 1 month, 2 months like that. You change the filters. And when you go to change them, you'll see they are already brown and moldy sometimes because of the chemicals in this water. Remember, all the water we use comes from the sea. I'll give an example in Dubai. Water comes from the sea. What sea is in Dubai, guys? Tell me. What's the name of the sea in Dubai? Mediterranean, Red Sea, what? Arabian Sea.
Arabian Sea.
Okay, so the water comes straight from the sea, and then when it reaches Jebel Ali, there is what we call desalination centers. This is where this water is purified. You understand? So the waste goes back to the sea, and the cycle goes on and on and on. So this other water, this is the water which Dewa controls to distribute all over. Yeah. So it means this water has chemicals, because they have to put chemicals to purify the water. So when you bring this water straight from here, even if you open water from the tap, sometimes it's a bit white, because there is some chemicals they put to clean the water. So when you put that chemical into your machine, sometimes even inside the boiler, it will start to rust or to be unclean. That's why it has to go through a filtration system. I will take it there. When water comes into the machine, when it reaches here, inside the machine there is what we call a boiler. It's seated inside. A boiler is like a tank with temperature regulations. So when the water comes in, it gets boiled. This is why when we turn on the machine, we let it free for 30 minutes sometimes, so that the water can be boiled. You understand? So it means water comes from here, it goes inside, it's boiled to a certain temperature before it starts to bring out espresso. So this water Rock, I think Rock, oliko ekikyamu ku mutwe, olina follow omu following omuntu omu, oli mu private account. Now look at this hooligan. Anyway, today it will be your last time to see me. Thank you. Tetulina budde bwa basirusiru. Gw'osooka okumbula kye nina okukola wano mu Dubai Bombo Clat. As I was saying, guys, when water comes into the machine, it goes into a boiler. When it goes into a boiler, it's boiled to a certain degree. Okay? So, water is boiled on a temperature of 90 to 92 degrees Celsius for espresso making. To be fair enough, water is boiled on a temperature of 90 to 92 degrees Celsius. Okay? So, it means this water is hot. What's the boiling point of water?
90 to 92.
Boiling point of water.
Boiling point of water?
Guys, what's the boiling point of water? What's the boiling point of water, guys? 100. 100 is the boiling point of water. It means this is the maximum point it can boil. After this point, it just evaporates. You understand? So if the temperature is 90 to 92, it means this water is also very hot. You understand? So that was the instance. That's why I was telling you that. See, when you open, this water is very, very hot. Okay? It's very hot because it boils to between 90 to 92 degrees Celsius. To refer now. So we move forward. We go to the factor of pressure. When water comes into the machine, it comes out with a certain force. Look at this machine. It has, you see this one? This is a pressure bar. Okay? Every espresso machine has a pressure bar. When I turn on the machine to bring out water, listen. You hear the sound? It means that's a pump pumping out water with certain force. Are we together? Coffee is let out with a pressure of 9 bars. 9 bars. It means, let's say this is my meter. This is number 9. It's here. It means when I start the machine, this arrow must swing to number 9. This is the deserved force to bring out this espresso. Are we together? It means, you see, you can say that the water is just flowing, but it's just flowing with a certain force. Okay? It comes out with a certain force. If you press the machine and this arrow is not in the 9 zone, that espresso will be bad. The flow will be bad. If it goes past the 9 bars, that espresso will also be bad. It always has to be in the 9 bars zone. Jemima? Yeah? So
what? So how do I know? Telling 9 bars.
akalimi kwe kali.
Okay.
When you press, akalimi kakano kajja ku namba 9. Era bw'okaggyako nga kaddayo ku ki? Ku 0. When I press, it comes to number 9. When I off, it goes back to 0.
So you have to set it.
You don't set it, it's in the machine. It's in the machine. It means when you come to work and you press and you see it's not going to where it's supposed to go, then it means the machine is malfunctioning. You need to call a technician to do that. You cannot adjust it. Only a technician can do that. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Teacher,
Yeah.
I have a question. What if I come, the machine is off? Does it mean it's going to start? And when I switch on the machine, is it going to start in 9?
when you come, we switch on the machine. You have to give it some time to boil the water. And even if you come in the morning, you switch on the machine, when you press, it will still come to number 9, but the water will be cold. The water will be cold. Still, it cannot bring out espresso because the water must be hot on a certain degree, which is 90 to 92. All machines need to be given time so that the water inside is boiled to a certain temperature. Okay? Eno pressure factor ojja kugiraba ng'okola extraction. Muteekeyo kofi omulaba ng'ajja naye nga alinga ayiikanga amazzi. Kitegeeza akalimi tekatuuseyo kalina kukola ki? Kubeera. Even the zone is marked. Ku number 9 kuliko color ya red. Eraga nti ya green, this is the zone. Eri number 9 wansi waliwo zone wet, eri marked. Tefaanana nga zino ki? Endala. Kitegeeza eno zone akalimi mwe kalina okukola ki? Okubeera. If it's not in the zone, it's wrong. If it's beyond the zone, it's also wrong. Okay? We go to the last factor, that's coffee. So, Nkugambe, to make espresso we need water. We've seen the impact of water. We've seen pressure. Now we look at coffee. Okay? So, here we have coffee beans in the grinder. Okay? Here we get espresso. It means I give you coffee beans, you give me espresso in a cup. You understand? Zino mpeke, chino eno liquid. These are seeds or beans. So meaning, I get coffee beans, but I want espresso in a cup. Okay? So these coffee beans go in what we call a grinder. Okay? A coffee grinder. This is a coffee grinder. This is a coffee grinder. This is a coffee grinder. This one as well, and that one as well. To grind something means to crush something into small particles. You understand? So it means a coffee grinder, its purpose is to crush coffee into small particles. Yeah? Meaning, this is the grinder. Yeah? I put my coffee beans inside, but down they come out as powder. Yeah? And now in between here, where the beans pass, there is what we call a thread, or they are what we call brass. So it means when you switch on the grinder, these particles will fall inside, and inside the thread will grind them, okay, into small particles. This thread inside can be adjusted to either give you big particles or small particles. Tugende mpola. Wano twaichi nkyamagezi. This is just common sense. See, I said, guys, this grinder, when the particles fall inside, they will be crushed into small particles. Meaning, there is something grinding or crushing. These are what we call brass. They are aligned in facing each other like this. When you adjust them, big. When you adjust them, small. So it means the grinder has a mechanism working like this. It can give you something, particles which are big or particles which are small. What we call big in coffee language, we call it coarse. What we call small in coffee language, we call it fine. Meaning the grinder can give you something which is fine or something which is coarse. Are we together, guys? Yeah? In the comment section, are we on the same pace? That's why I want to teach you. Don't distract me, please. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Fachi. Okay. As I was saying, guys, these particles, when they are crushed big, it means when water flows inside, when the water flows, it will flow very fast. Yeah? And when the particles are so small, when water flows, it will flow very slow. Yeah? This is common sense. Total common sense. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be a genius. Later, Nambiro Gambota, sweetheart. How are you doing? So, meaning, the bigger the particles, the faster the water. The smaller the particles, the slower the water flow. You understand? So, when water flows very fast, what do? You adjust. You make the particles a little bit small. When water flows very slow, you adjust. You make the particles a little bit big. Very simple. You don't need to be a professor at anything. You don't need to be a genius. Very simple, very easy. Coffee, these are what we call the threads. It means you can adjust from one bread to another, to another, to another, until you find the right grind size. So this chart represents what we call grind size. The size of the particles that you bring out. Okay? Yeah. The size of the particles that you bring out. Good. We proceed. Now, having seen the factors where we get coffee, now we go to the coffee itself. I say the drink itself is what we call espresso. What is espresso? Espresso is the strongest coffee drink we can extract from coffee beans. Chechokunya chisingo kwera strong sort of extracting amumwanizim. It's the strongest because it's too much concentrated. Are we together? Okala batuka kenula munga katono bwekati ngakaka. That's what we call espresso. So the question is, what is a good espresso? You just go to my account, you will see my number over there. What is a good espresso? A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. You can note that one down, please. A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. I repeat, guys, a good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics.
Teacher, can you spell characteristics for us?
Right, in the short form.
Wandika X6. Kale gamba flavor components. Africans, you're always distracted. Okay? So, meaning, a good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. So, meaning, for us to have a good espresso, we must extract it and get all its flavors inside our cup. Okay? So, see, when you look at these coffee beans are from Colombia. Okay? They tell you there is a flavor of nuts, brown sugar, berries, and it has a medium body and round acidity. So, meaning these are the flavors inside these coffee beans. Meaning when I extract this coffee, I give to the customer must sip this coffee and feel these flavors in his coffee. You understand? So that's what we call a well-balanced espresso. Okay? Whenever we extract coffee, it will always come out in 3 layers. Meaning, if I extract espresso in this glass, yeah, when you look at it, it will appear in 3 layers. The first layer down will be very dark, very dark. This is my glass. The first layer down will be very dark. This is what we call the heart of espresso. Yeah? The next layer will be a little bit brownish. That is what we call the body. Yeah? Now, on top, there will be like a creamy texture on top. So, that's what we call the creamer. You understand? It means when you extract espresso, when you look at it like this, it will always appear in 3 layers. Yeah? It will have a heart, a body, and creamer. You understand? Creamer kekali akawubi akali kuchi. Heart kekali akantu akali dark kolengera wa wansi. Turifena. So meaning, this is what you see physically with your eyes. But for us to know that this coffee is good, we need to test. Yeah? What are you testing to see? Now we are testing to see if this coffee has all the flavor characteristics, all the coffee parameters. Now see, when you test your coffee, what are the characteristics or components or elements which make a good espresso? Number 1, coffee must have what we call balanced acidity. Coffee must have what we call balanced body. Coffee must have what we call sweetness. Okay? Coffee must have what we call aromas. And coffee must have what we call crema. So, these are the 5 characteristics or components which make a good espresso. Are we together, guys? Yeah? So, what do we call acidity in coffee? So, acidity, this is the sharp sensation you always feel in your mouth after drinking coffee or drinking something with fruity taste. Yeah? It's like when you take a lemon, yeah? Boye nimu, ojuri yange kusala, kurulimi, akantu koulia kakocha mukamwa. That's what we call acidity. It's like when you take a pineapple, when you take a green apple, when you take a guava, most of the times you feel that acidity, you start feeling like saliva coming into your mouth. Yeah? So that's what we call acidity. To defend, acids are always found in green plants. It comes from chlorophyll. It comes from the decomposition of the cell. It comes from the tropical climate of the land. So many things which come with acidity. What you need to know is coffee has acids. There are so many acids in coffee. There is malic acid, acetic acid, chlorogenic acid, citric acid, phosphoric acid, lactic acid. All these acids, citric acid is like the acid we found in lemon and oranges. So what you need to know that coffee has acids. So we need to make coffee and all these acids are well balanced in the cup. When the acidity becomes too much, the taste will always become sour. Okay? Sour and bitter mu Luganda tebirina difference. Naye mu Luzungu birina. Okay. Sour kitegeeza ki mu Luganda? Ate bitter. Oli muyaaye gwe. Anyway, oyinza okuba omutuufu oyinza okuba omukyamu. I don't think so. But anyway, I will leave you that benefit of doubt. But what you need to know, sour is something which is too much acidic. Bitterness is something with unpleasant taste. Yeah? Buli wolya ekintu ekiri sour kibeera ne acidity nga mungi, amalusu gatandika okwesoma muki mukamwa. Bitterness is something with unpleasant taste, nga taste akamwa tekagikoze eki tekagisiimye. Tuli fenna kyobala omuntu w'omugamba amazima omugamba, I'm telling you the bitter truth.
But teacher, waliyo nga kyekyo kirina okuba test yakyo ng'erina kuba bitter. That's how it is sweet.
Nga kirina kwatya
Bitter.
nakyo bala abagaye bakiyita bitter truth. Gegamba ge mazima wadde gakola ki wadde gaka. So that's what we call bitterness. I'll show you a map to show you how these taste buds are formed after this one. So acidity, as I said, guys, if anything becomes too much acidic, the taste becomes sour. So you must be able to extract coffee and make the coffee balanced with its acids. To refer now, body. What is body? Body is something with weight. Anything with mass is what we call body. This is my body. Water body. Body yemoto. Anything which has weight is what we call body. So coffee must have a certain weight. Like when you drink it in your mouth, that weight you must feel it on your tongue. Like when you drink coffee, it doesn't have to go like you're taking water. You must feel a certain weight of your coffee, of that coffee on your tongue. To refer now. So when your coffee again that coffee is not good. Abera watery. Yeah? I know kwanga inengeri ya balance ku lulimi ng'omuwulira ng'akola ki ng'azitowako. To refer now. We talk about sweetness. Now, sweetness is the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee. Okay? Sweetness is the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee. What you need to know, the general composition of coffee is bitterness. Yeah? You cannot take bitterness away from coffee. Coffee, yeah, bitter. But remember, we said coffee has flavors. Yeah? Cut. We must extract coffee.
Good morning.
Morning. We must extract coffee so that we are able to feel the bitterness and we are also able to feel the flavors. Same. We are able to feel the bitterness and we are also able to feel the flavors in the coffee. So the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee language, that's what we call sweetness. Are we together? Kugamba okanywa okawulya akakayirira mwekali nate neka flavor kakola ki okawulira. Buli bw'olikola coffee, whenever you extract coffee and the coffee is only bitter, it means that extraction is not good. You must feel the bitterness and you feel the flavor at the same time. Yeah?
Yes.
Omulimu gwa barista kwe kulaba nga you can extract coffee and get out the flavors in that coffee. If you feel only bitterness, that's a bad espresso. So, as I said, guys, yes, coffee is bitter, but we must extract the coffee. We feel the bitterness, but the flavors also are felt at the same time. Okay? You're 70 plus people, please tap your screen. I see only 2.3K. Please tap your screen, share the live, or else I'll disconnect you. Proceed. So, as I say, gentlemen, in your cup, it has to be well balanced. Like, yes, you feel the bitterness, but you feel the flavor at the same time. That's what we call sweetness. What is aroma? Aroma is a good scent you feel you smell in your coffee. Do we smell something sweet, or we smell something bad?
Sweet.
Both.
Can smell.
Nati kati mu Luganda ogamba omuntu owunya bulungi. Kosa owunya obulungi.
Yeah.
Solo owunya obubi, solo owunya obulungi.
Can you?
Yeah. You can smell good, you can smell bad.
Okay. All is smell, yeah? Okay. I say aroma, this is the good scent we smell from our coffee. Whenever you smell your coffee like this, akaowa kalungi ketuita aroma. So, akaowa kaba kalungi nnyo mu lulimi lwa coffee tukiita rich aroma. The aroma is very rich. Yeah? The aroma is very rich. Okay? Crema nakugame, that's the golden layer you see on your top of your cup. You extract coffee and you see that golden layer on top of your cup. Okay? So, these are the components or the characteristics or the elements which make a good espresso. So, I'll show you something. So, I want to show you bitterness and sourness in your tongue. If this is your tongue, guys, this down here is where the taste buds of sweetness come from. Anything which is sweet, you taste it on the top of your tongue. That's why you lick something. No gamba ka kano kaoma, kano tikakola chi, tikaoma. Tulifena. So, anything which is salty, you feel it here. When you take something and the salt is too much, it will always start to itch on the edge of your tongue. Down. When you take something and it's sour, the impact is here. And as the glands is testing sourness. This is why sour. Otandika okuwulira ekiri too much acidic, otandika okuwulira nga amalusu gesomba mu kamwa okusobola okwozaamu kali kaki ka acid. When you taste something which is bitterness, you taste it here. Olulimi gye lukola ki? Gye lugwira. This is why when you take something bitter, otandika okukola okwotawa, because olulimi lumala ne luddayo munda nga lumaze okunywa ekintu ekikoze ekikaayi. So this is the chart of your tongue to show you where the taste buds are. Now what I'm going to do an extraction. Then after we proceed. Guys, when you join in, please tap your screen. Somebody say bitterness kitegeeza okukambaga.
Yeah.
Really?
Ate what is kutundu?
As a divorce.
It's what?
It's the sugar and salt. Just
Yeah, check it out.
Kambaga kizuntu.
Actually, what we have to do.
Tokukambaga. Wala osigazeewo kemmere nesigawo kukyali kukola bweki.
Tuli mu kirasi. Wanji?
Yeah.
I've used 17 grams of coffee.
Yes.
You clean, you clean. You put your coffee, you lock it. I'll do my extraction in this cup. I tear my weight, I start my time. My time is ticking, my coffee is coming. Okay? I've used 17 grams of coffee.
I have a question. How do you know it's 17 grams?
So,
Come on.
simu wasinga tuli mu kirasi.
Badde mwenye oli mu basifasi.
Wasomera. Nyenkola obimanyi.
Gezaako.
Osobola okunnindira abweru.
Come on.
This is espresso. I've used 17 grams of coffee. In 30 seconds, I've extracted 34 mils of espresso out. Tulifena?
Yes.
This is my coffee. When you look at this glass down, it's very dark. I think darkness is a common one. No one. I don't know if you can see it. Water there. But down my cup is very dark. Then we have too much coffee here. It's very brown from here to here. And then we have this golden creamer you see on top of your cup. So these are the layers of coffee that we're talking about. Okay? So for us to know that this coffee is good, we must test on this coffee to see that the coffee is good or not. Turifena, what are we testing to see?
The coffee is good.
Or not. What are we testing to find?
The sweetness.
And what?
Sweetness and aroma.
What are we testing to see?
Balanced acidity.
Attention. Wanji? You know, cast so G for me or no?
Flavors.
You put them 12 in the good. You cast so G for me or Baada ya dakika 5 ulomie lowoozo bakirasi tujongereyo batugireke. Baada ya dakika 5 mwelowoozo.
May you repeat that question?
Oide kyenjogedde. Pay attention in class, guys. Tuli mu kusoma, tuli mu kusaana. If the language is hard, I can change to Luganda. Naye kati ekintu kye nnakwogera kati not even 10 seconds ogamba otya nti okyali. Go use the washroom, guys. Munaabeeko mu maaso. Go use yourself, guys.
It is.
Mwagala kunyonga.
was it that? We took it before.
No,
but testing. What testing? Not testing the flavors.
Hey, flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor, sweetness.
Nze ngamba sine. Yeah.
It's not so.
No.
When you are finished to make the extraction of the coffee, we say the body we have seen it. Then we have to test the coffee. What are we testing for? To see whether that is sweet.
Yeah.
But you want that to balance.
Balanced. Huh? The flavor. I don't know.
Balanced flavors.
No. We are trying to test to get the good espresso. Espresso.
Anti atubuuziza why
Maybe
do we
that
test?
was a question. That's not a question.
The question is, did you get a COVID?
Question
Yakijjukira gogenda mazima. Gwagijjukira.
bawuzizza moto bawuzizza nti
Like I was not components.
lwaki oteeka mu bintu byabwe
Sweetness, flavor.
Which components? Acidity, body sweetness, aromas, and creamer.
You do good.
Chip to a
Twali tuddamu na kutya.
The definition of espresso, maybe.
Kikyozeeyo.
Wendy.
Waliwo mutisha otubuseewo.
Maybe to find the balance. Maybe to find the balance of
We are testing to see the coffee, our espresso.
Anti
Good
tunga
or
is
bad?
good or bad. Naye alina question endala gy'amubuuza naye kati sikijjukira. Sikijjukira nnyo endala gy'abuuza.
Gyatubuuzizza.
What are we trying to get?
Why do we test it?
What are we trying to get?
Kolyazi agize avanga akozesa endala.
How to find the what? The layers. Layers that is the goods. And that adds to it. Yeah.
anti lazima banoonya
Nze tena kwezi tumaze osiraba. So when you test.
Yeah, I think that's
Tumulinda kono.
awanyonyola
Ono omuto gwaguleko ebizibu bingi. Kyatunyirira.
never seen a coffee named Lida Hono the flavors.
Anti tozimanyi.
Tomunywa
Si byobeerako.
nabwo kakoze nabwo kakoze
Nze munywa naye ntekamu sukaali.
ate oba
amikwano era nno okusalawo oba twaliza osoma tusome.
Class egende maaso.
I repeat one more time. I said, bwetukola espresso afulumira mu layers meka, afulumira mu hot body neki, naye ate okutegeera nti espresso mulungi alina okuba nga characteristics zonna zikola ki, mulina okubaamu balanced acidity, kulina okubako balanced body, kulina okubako sweetness, kulina okubako aroma, kulina okubako ne cream. Kati nkugambe tukoze extraction eya coffee yino, layers nzikulaze kweziri fena tuziraba. Kati ekiddako kya kutestinga ku coffee kulaba nga coffee nalina ki components zetukola ki zetunoonya. Tuli fena anko naye ogenda kusoma enkya, jangu osome enkya.
Tugende mu maaso.
So ate onamala nga mbuuza ekibuuzo nga tomanyi kitegeera, oba ate kati nsomesa oli ku ssimu yo. When I ask a question you won't know the answer. Pay attention please. So buli extraction gy'okola oba olina ky'onoonya, ekikufuula barista omulungi kwe kubanga omanyi ky'okola ki ky'onoonya. Bw'oba tomanyi ky'onoonya then toli barista. Toli fena tugeze mu bintu ebikalubyemu wano badde basuubirako nga mugenda kushayininga bushayinizi, katugenda kalubyamuko. Espresso tumukolera ku extraction ya ratio 1:2. This is the standard extraction ratio 1:2. I repeat, espresso extraction tugikolera ku ratio ya 1:2. Kitegeeza ki? In every 1 gram of coffee we extract out 2 ml of espresso. Tuli fena? Meaning bwe ndeeta wano gram emu n'engiteeka mu potafio n'engiteeka ku machine, mu kikopo buli emu ngijjamu mmeka? 2. Ofuna bulungi? The word ratio kino ojja kiwulira okuba lw'oliyingira omulimu guno paka lw'oligufuluma. Ekigambo ratio kitegeeza how much goes into every one. Tuli fena? How much goes into every one. Tuli abantu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Senga batuwa essimu 24 buli omu atwala essimu. Buli omu atwala essimu meka? Kitegeeza the ratio is 1:3. Tuli fena? Nti ffe tuli wano tuli abantu 8. Senga batuwa emiyembe 8 buli omu atwala emiyembe meka? 10. Kitegeeza ratio eri 1:10. Onfuna bulungi? Kati ratio ya espresso mu buli gramu emu tujjamu mils meka? 2. Kitegeeza bwenteekamu grams 10 eza coffee zijjamu meka?
20.
Bwenteekamu grams 16 zijjamu meka?
32.
Onfuna bulungi? This is what the word ratio means. Tuli fena kyebima? Yeah? Kyoleese okijjamu. Tuli fena? You cannot exceed, but you can be slightly below. Meaning, if I put 15 grams, what is my maximum output? If I put 15 grams, what's my maximum output?
30.
30. It means if I get lesser, I can get 28, 29, or even 27. But I cannot go 31, 32, 33. I cannot go beyond, but I can be slightly below. Tuli fena bakulu wange. Onfuna bulungi? So, wetuba tukola espresso extraction, as I said, we have always to first focus on the ratio. Ratio yekuwa balance ne consistency kuchikyogenda okufuna. Okay? Ne oba omuntu tugambe, let me give you an example. Senga nkuwa ekikopo kimu ekyamata, nega buli kikopo kiteekemu ebikopo by'amazzi bimeka? Bibiri. Bwe nkuwa ebikopo 4 n'oteekamu ebikopo by'amazzi 8, do you think the taste is different? Yeah? Bwe nkuwa ebikopo 10 n'oteekamu ebikopo 2, do you think the taste is different? Tesobola kukyuka because you're using the same ratio. Tuli fena? Omucungwa gumu okuteekamu ebikopo 2 ebyamata kyenkanankana n'emichungwa 10 okuteekamu ebikopo by'amazzi 10 bimeka? Taste esigala yemu ebanga kaliko olaba akatunda kewatadde wali because you're using the same ratio. Tuli fena? Kati buli omuntu ekyakitegedde. Okay. So, we talk about time. Time of espresso extraction is between 20 to 30 seconds. Okay? Kitegeeza kyonna kyenzigyamu nina okukigiramu mu budde buliwa?
20.
Tuli fena? Kitegeeza senga nteekamu grams 10 nina kugyamu meka? 20. Naye nina okuzigiramu mu time bracket ya 20 to 30. Tuli fena? Meaning kyenteekamu ne kyenzigyamu kyekisooka okuba ekikulu, then nendyoka ntunuulira obudde bwe nkikoze eki? Bwe nkigiddemu. Tuli fena? So, senga nteekamu 10 nenzigyamu 20 ze nina okugyamu, naye ate nga ndi below the time, what does it mean? It's not good. Why?
Because of the budget of network.
Kitegeeza ki kati? Lwaki tebutuuse?
Because the coffees were too big.
Thank you so much. Now you understood. Onfuna bulungi? Olw'okuba nti empeke ennene, amazzi bwe gatuuse okujja gayiseemu buki? Onfuna bulungi? Kitegeeza tetutuuse na mu budde bwe tulina kukola ki? Kugiramu kofi. Okay? Ate senga mpisaawo mu budde ne nningira 31, 33, 34, kitegeeza ate kuuna empeke ki? Ntono nnyo. Yes, kyenjagala okugyamu kyenzigyemu, naye ate obudde bukoze eki? Bususseewo. Onfuna bulungi? Kitegeeza empeke particles ntono nnyo, amazzi gayitamu ki? Mpola. Tuli fena? So, wali ekiyitibwa ideal time of espresso extraction, eno a perfect time. So, omuntu agamba nti no coffee tumukolera mu budde ki 20 to 30 seconds. Now what would have been the most perfect time? Yandibadde between 20 to 25. Onfuna bulungi? Senga kinga nakugamba ntera okukozesa example nti senga gamba genda leetera omukazi ow'okuwasa, ngende tiro omuwala nga muto, bw'ondeetera akaana akalina emyaka 25 oba okikubye, oba ondeetera ddala akaana kembadde nkutumye, naye ate wondeetera owa3 kankale kamutwale takuze nnyo kanjira tujja tukola ki? Tujja tugendera awo. Onfuna bulungi? Kitegeeza eno ye yandibadde nga perfect wadde neeno si ki? Woba osusseewo omukulu tosusse owa3 mwogo mumuleke tomuleeta. Onfuna bulungi? This is what it means. Yeah? Now kati ngenda kukugamba ekintu kyenjagala okulaba buli lunaku ng'okola mu kiraasi. Ekisookera ddala, I will ask a question. Ku ratio ne time kyekisinga okuba ekyamakulu. Scovia kyekisinga thank you. Kitegeeza kasita gamba nti kola coffee oba ogendewo omuntu okukola coffee kyotaddemu ekisinga okubeera ekikulu kikyogenda kusobola kukola ki kujjamu bw'omala okijjamu n'olyoka otunuulira okijiddemu mu budde ki. Onfuna bulungi? Ekyo ekintu kisuula abantu bangi nnyo nze mbalaba. Omuntu ajja n'ateekamu kofi naye olw'okuba akimanyi obudde kofi alina mujjiramu mu bbanga bwe riti olw'okuba obudde tebunnaba kutuuka kofi n'ayiika ye akyalinda buki budde. Ekyo kikyamu. Bw'okubira girlfriend wo okujja okukulaba kyekisinga okuba ekikulu budde bwatuukiddemu oba ye kutuuka kasita atuuka kasita omulabako bati awo nga mulyoka mutandika okwogera ku budde either akedde oba ayangu oba aluddewo. Onfuna bulungi? Kuzosooka kwegagamba jangu ku 4 ngenda ku mulimu ssaawa emu kitegeeza bw'ajja ku 3 aba akedde. Bw'ajja ku emu kitundu akusanga wakoze ki wagenze dda. Wajja mu buno obudde aba akiguddeko. Okitegedde? Onfuna bulungi? So this is what it means. It's time etubuulira either tukedde oba tukeereye naye tetubuulira test. Onfuna bulungi oba? But naffe logically okutandika okutestinga tutandika kutestinga tuli mu budde buki. Do I make sense? Meaning bwe kugamba nti ani Scovia tukonkolere coffee bw'ogenda alino grams 18 ya n'ozijjamu bulungi nnyo n'ojjamu 36 bw'oba oli mu seconds 18 tetwetaaga na kutestinga kulaba coffee mulungi oyo olwedde muki mubi. Onfuna bulungi? Naye ate nze okutandika okutestinga nina kumala kuyingira mu meka mu 2 we nnyingira eno bracket awo namba nkyasobola testinga okulaba mubi oba mulungi kuba ndi mu budde obuki obutuufu. Tuli ffenna? So effect ya time ne ratio njikugambe kozi kino olina okukisisinkana.
Kale manyi kofi waviiramu mu time nga yeyo aba mulungi naye mba
Nedda nnyo.
nga buli kimu kibalanse nze.
Yes. Wangi?
Kyeki ekituukawo nga time etuuse ate n'ogamba mu
No, Russian is a version.
Yes. That's a good question. It's a good question. It's a good question. Nsobola okukola extraction ya coffee on. Nezijjamu ratio nga nnungi nga ne time ndi mu time frame mutuufu. Ya? Naye asobola okuba nga ali light. Kitegeeza talina body. Ofuna bulungi kiba kitegeeza nina kukola ki. Either nina okujja nenyongera ku grams za coffee zenkola ki zenteekamu oba siki okutoolako ku ratio nentola ku grams ngezo nenkola extraction tugeze nina kufuna 36 nenfuna 3 nga mu 4 oba 3 okwongera ku buki ku buzito. Onfuna bulungi? Asobola okuba nga acidity akyali kitegeeza nga boiling time ebadde ki nene lulinga njikwede mu seconds 27 nga lero kanzitoleko kwele mu seconds 20 mu 2. Onfuna bulungi? Oba kitegeera kati ezo dynamics zidda ku test na kikyonoonya kyova olaba espresso calibration omuntu okugikola olina okuba nga oli ku senior level. Naye kino nkikugamba for educational purposes. Kati gwe nina kuwulya kiki olina kukola. Bw'olibeera mu coffee n'oyiga engeri gy'otestinga mu coffee then awulitandika okunoonya coffee omulungi wakola ki. Naye gwe okubeera nti kyokola okimanyi olina okuba nga okikolera mu budde obutuufu nga nekyojjamu kyekiki kyekituufu. Onfuna bulungi? Nze kati nsobola okunywa ku coffee nenga amanyi kansooke muleke nosooka nengamba kankole omulala nziyemu grams wezitika ngere zino kanzitooleko nenkendeeza ku grams oba nenzitoolako, nenkendeeza ku budde oba nembukola ki, nembutoolako. Ofuna bulungi ezo dynamics olina okuba kati nga ofuuse senior mu kikyokola ki, mu kikyokola. Naye nze kyenkuwa nkuwa kasasi nti coffee wamukolera ku ratio eno, buno bwe budde bw'omukola ki, bw'omukoleramu. If you're not anywhere to that, then you're automatically wrong. Kitegeeza ki? Bwe nnyingira ratio entuufu ne nnyingira ne time entuufu, mbeera 80% nti awendi waki, wano okwongera oku adjusting ano zino dynamics, awo mba ndi mukwagala kuteeka kubba ku ki, 100. Naye already wano obeera oli ku kiki, onfuna bulungi oba kyekugamba. Good. Abali ku live mukitegedde kozo abuuziza ekibuuzo ekirungi. Abali ku live mukitegedde, we will explain. Lano ono musajja wange Baristani Calvert. Good. Kale tweyongereyo. Espresso calibration. What does the word calibration mean? The word calibration is an English word. Kitegeeza okutetenkanya ekintu okukiteeka to its best use. Or to get the best out of something. I can calibrate my phone if it's not working or I want it to work in a certain way. I can calibrate my scale if it's not working or I want it to function in a certain way. I can calibrate the machine. I can calibrate my TV set. You can calibrate your mind. To calibrate means to set something to its best use. Kati mubadde wano nga mubongo tabimbaga ate mbitegeera. Nemba wa muka recess. To calibrate your mind. Otabe nazze kusomagira. I know how it feels. Nze natula mu class ne somagira. Okugenda tusepaka na form. Just omwezi guwedde. You know? I know kusoma kukoya. Kozo omuntu aba ayogera boogezi temulimu kuzina, temulimu kuyimirira, kati obeera obwongo ne bukola ki? Ne bukoowa. Onfuna bulungi. Make yourself busy. Stay at the bright side of life. Espresso calibration. But what you get up for interview or if you go apply for jobs, you always see that one. People ask, do you know how to do calibration? Do you know how to do calibration? Ekibuuzo abantu abasinga bakirowooza ng'ekibuuzo ekinene, but kibuuzo kitegeeza akantu katono nnyo. Do you know what is a good espresso and can you get a good espresso? That is it. Espresso mulungi omumanyi? Yeah. Omanyi we bamufuna? Yeah. Then you know calibration. Barista nkubuulira. Ekigambo calibration kikutegeeza. Espresso mulungi omumanyi? Yes. Omanyi engeri tumufunamu? Yes. Then you know how to do calibration. Because calibration is a fact of so many things. Byokola okusobola okufuna coffee omuki. Kitegeeza mulimu okwadjustinga time, mulimu okwadjustinga kino, mulimu okwadjust. You have to know everything surrounding your extraction okusobola okujjamu coffee omuki. This is what calibration means. Are we on the same page, gentlemen? Meaning, when I call a calibration, my focus is on 3 things. Number 1, the grams, what other people call the dose. So this is the amount of coffee that I use. To refer my other focus is on the time. Time we count in seconds. To refer Number 3, the output, or what other people call the yield, what you yield out. So this is the espresso you get out. Are we together, guys? Abali kulai, give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. Wetuwa tuliku page yemo, give me a thumbs up. Kitegeeza bwe makola calibration bino byenfaako. How many grams of coffee have I put? Let's say, for example, I put 18. How much is my output? So it means I extract 18 on my ratio, meaning I have to get out 36. You understand? In how long do I have to get this 36? In between 22 to defender. So if I'm in this bracket, I can adjust any time. So it means I'm doing what we call calibration. No nya coffee mochi. It means I can do it. Ne chigana ezamu ne chigana ezamu mpaka lwenfuna coffee mochi. This is what the word calibration means. Ole yabadatu dawo yesterday. Yabadamu zakati nse simani calibration kitegera tomanyi kyokola. Nati ayinza okuku
morning shift oba inokola calibration nobuuza what's calibration inotekako machine takunyonya nti oba you have to do this, you know.
Kati aba okukuba kwegezibwaza lugezigezi lw'ababalista kulowooza nti alina byayogera ebyamagezi ebiri awo talina kyamagezi. Ekigambo calibration buli akyogerako alina engeri gyakikulowoozesa nti kintu kiri awo kinene kyamaanyi n'ekigambo kikanga. Ntera okulaba abantu ku interview n'atandika okukusesa can you do calibration osobola tekirina magezi gakirimu. Bwe nzija n'enzijayo doozi ya kofi n'entampinga nekwaki neteekayo kofi n'ayanguwa nga nzirayo nga nkola ki nga ntereeza wano ndi mukola calibration already. Onfuna bulungi. If I adjust the grinder nga komo nga nkola extraction endala nga gana nga nzemu nga nkola I'm doing calibration. Tewali kintu kiryawo kya rocket science. Olina okuba one ng'omanyi kyonoonya ng'omanyi kyolina okuadjustinga okufuna kyokola ki kyonoonya. That is it. Barista Calvert agambe nze sirina lugezigezi. Oyo Calvert alina olugezigezi oyo. Kale akasajja. Calvert tuli kusonyiwa. So I'll give you a note for you people abakola abali ku mirimu. When you go, sister, please don't conduct another class. Thank you. When you go to work, botuka ku mulimu tugeze gwoli ku morning shift. Olina okujja n'okola calibration. Kitegeeza ki? Olina okujja n'osooka n'osettinga grinders zonna n'ozitegeera kofi omulungi wakola ki? Waali. Tuli ffenna kozi mu cafe musobola okuweramu grinder tugeze mulina grinder nga 3 oba 4. Where I used to work from twakozesa grinder 4. Twabeeranga ne beans tugeze muno tulinamu Brazil nga tulina endala erimu Ethiopia nga tulina endala ng'erimu blend ng'endala erimu what we call decaffeinated coffee. Bino byonna ngenda bibanyonnyola kati now that I got a chance. Abali ku live kansubire mu mpulira bulungi. So wenkeera ku makya nze barista w'olunaku I first calibrate the Brazilian beans. Bwe mmala okutegeera nti coffee wange olwaleero omulungi mufunidde ku seconds bwe ziti ne input weight ne output weight. Onfuna bulungi kitegeeza mpandiikayo akapapula akatono gwe Calvert simanyi bino obigamba babalista bo ku mulimu baba balina okufunayo akapapula akatono n'akastick nga kuki ku grinder. Onfuna bulungi nti calibration y'olwaleero ku Brazil tuteekamu grams leero tukozese grams 2 oba tukozese grams 19 ofuba okulaba nga mu seconds 2 bweziti olinamu coffee 3 bweziti. Akapapula n'okabateerako n'ogenda okateeka ku grinder ki zonna. Onfuna bulungi ye gwa asoose ku ki ku makya. Somebody is saying use English. I said, guys, when you come in the morning, you must do calibration of all the grinders. For example, if you have Brazilian beans here, you have Ethiopian beans here, you have blend, and you have decaffeinated coffee. So when you come in the morning, you have to make sure you calibrate all the grinders. After doing your calibration, you set the trend for the rest of the baristas who are going to come after you. Meaning, I can say, today guys, we are going to use 19 grams of coffee for Brazil. We'll extract it in 24 seconds and we'll get 34 out. You understand? Yeah. Then you leave that sheet on the grinder. Yeah? If somebody else does more calibration, he has to change this and put a new one. If I walk in the cafe like this, I just look at the grinder. I know in this grinder they use this, this and this and this. If I do my extraction and it's not the same, it means grinder amanyo gatambudde Onfuna bulungi, it means the grinder has changed its calibration. I have to calibrate it back again. Onfuna bulungi bakye kugamba. Namwe kibawa speed mu kukola. Nti bwemba nkola extraction. Tugeze bosanga kati cafe ziri busy ngezo no kalo bati kibakolera. Grinder bwenjukuba nenjukuba kofi nenjukuba ebikopo nga 40 nga sinaba jiwumuza. Nsobola okuddako okukuba ng'amanyi gakoze ki? Gasetuse. Grinder ezimu. Onfuna bulungi kati nga nina okuddamu nti calibrating buki nange wano mba ndaba nti lulina jidde mu seconds ate kati zesaze kati zeyamuze nemanya ngo ekitali kiki ekitali kituufu either tamping yange ebulamu either coffee grams zentekamu teziwera bulungi there must be something wrong naye ebyo osobola bitegeera only if singa omanyi kyonoonya kyolina okugyamu n'obudde bwolina okikola ki okijjiramu. There is what you call blend. The word blend your coffee means you mix different coffee origins together. This is what the word blend means. Tusoloka tuyine muwanyi. Let's say these beans are from Colombia and these beans are from Brazil, Colombia. If I mix these coffee beans in one bag, yeah, and I put in the grinder, this is what we call a coffee blend. To mix different coffees from different origins. Origin can be from the same country, but different regions. Origin means from that very plantation. For example, so kwanga nene mwani zona ze Uganda, yeah, zona ze Uganda, nengo no Uganda we kabale, ono Uganda we renzoni. Onfuna bulungi, it means they are all from Uganda but different origins. So, bwenzigattawamu, it means I have a blend of coffee. Kati mu cafe ezimu, ebisale bisinga nakugamba test ya coffee, listen carefully. Test ya coffee, etambulira ku bintu bibiri ebisale bisinga. The coffee sometimes has to be chocolatey or it has to be fruity. Tulifena Jamie? Yeah. The coffee must be chocolatey or it must be fruity. So most of the times in the cafe, you must have chocolatey coffee and you must have fruity coffee. Tosha kuteka coffee beans zina taste ekolachi efanagana. Tulifena kati wemanga Brazil ali chocolate nga Ethiopia ali fruity. Kati if I blend, it means I can blend these two. Neziteka mu grinder ndalemu. Nepo mutu ka mix. Nga kalimo ka fruitiness ne ka chocolatiness in one cup. Do you understand, gentlemen? Abampulira. So this is what we call coffee blend. To blend means to join or to mix different coffees from different origins. Decaf. The word decaf means decaffeinated. Decaffeinated means coffee without caffeine. You know caffeine? Caffeine is the substance esangibwa mu coffee eye triggering omuntu obutebaka. Okimanyi when you drink coffee, obera tosobola kwebaka. Obera otunula. Onfuna bulungi because of the caffeine. Caffeine ebera substance in coffee. Kinga wolaga sigara. What is the substance found in cigarettes? Let come. I've seen that in Zimbabwe. What is the substance found in coffee, in cigarettes? It's called nicotine. Yeah? Kati, bumutu wonye nyo coffee. Ora caffeine yabeera mu coffee. Yo yakuletera obutebaka. Cause triggering a nerves ezikuletera okwebaka. Nobeera ng'otula otunuzi bati. Tulifena. Kati, decaf means caffeine bamukola ki? Bamujjamu. Nosigaza mwaine nga tezirimu ki caffeine. Kuba waliyo omuntu ayagala okunywa ka coffee ke atamale yebake. Ofuna bulungi kati oyo omuntu anywa coffee nga waki wa decaf. Dala ebisera byekawungeezi kiro omuntu ayagala agenda anyweyo ka coffee atamale agenda akole ki yebake kati yenywerayo ka coffee kaki ka decaf. Ofuna bulungi kati decaf means coffee without caffeine. Are we on the same page, gentlemen? Yeah. Good. So, nkugambye otwa tukola espresso calibration. We mind the grams, time and output. Okay? To them, to jam, we change them. Okay? Good. Okay, so we'll look at something special. We'll look at what we call the coffee wheel, the extraction wheel. I want you guys to pay attention here. So, whenever you go to start doing extraction, I have a question on decaf. Ask your question. I think decaf works as sodium benzonate, something like that. I don't remember very well. But still, musigalamu like 1 point something % of caffeine. But not science, you have your get and see not science, but that's what they say. So I say, guys, when you're doing extraction, can't one use Nescafe instead? I don't know. That's not the question. We are not talking about Nescafe here. I say, guys, this is what happens when extraction is taking place. Okay? When they tap coffee in a machine, then you got coffee available. But this here represents what happens when extraction is taking place. When I press the machine, coffee starts from here, extraction starts from here, and it goes, and we want it to stop there. Okay?
Yeah.
It starts from here, and it must stop here. Okay? This is where the ratio 1 to 2 stops. Okay? What happens during extraction? This is what happened, gentlemen. Kasita coffee amazzi gatandika okusindikibwa okuyingira mu buwunga gasooka ne ganyunyuutamu oils eziri mu coffee. Yeah? Then ne gamala ne ganyunyuutamu acids eziri mu coffee. Then ne gamala ne ganyunyuutamu flavors eziri mu coffee. Oya bulungi kati bwe ziggwamu flavor muba temina kikoze eki kisigaddemu muba musigaddemu ekintu kimu bitterness. Ofuna bulungi kati eno ye zone gye tayagala kukola ki kutuukamu. Onfuna bulungi kitegeeza if extraction starts oils come out. That's why olaba wansi ekikopo kiri dark because of the oils they extracted out. Zezisookayo wansi. Tuli fena. Then netandika okujjamu coffee netandika okujja nga ajja ne acids ezikola ki? Then netandika okujjamu ki? Flavor. Flavor bwe ziggwamu muba temulina kyesigaddemu okujjako obuki? Okaawo. Tuli fena. Kati ratio 1 to 2 ekoma wa? Wano. Now listen. Kasita otandika okweexceedinga ratio, kitegeeza otandise okuyingira zone eriwa? Onfuna bulungi? Yeah? It means senga nzija wano neteekamu grams 10, grams 2 zirina kuggwerayo wa? Kasita ntandika okufuna 21, mu 2, mu 3, olwo otandise okuyingira wa? Onfuna bulungi? Then I'm adding more bitterness into my already extracted coffee. Onfuna bulungi? Meaning when we call extraction, I have to make sure I don't exceed the ratio. Do I make sense? Abantu abali ku life? When tandika extraction, if I put 15 grams, 30 grams must stop here. If I start to get 31, then I'm getting 31, 32, 33. Then I'm going into the bitter zone. Eno ye zone gyetayagala kukola ki? Kuyingiramu. Tuli fena? Kati okuva wano, okutuuka wano, coffee atambulirawo somewhere between 20 to 30 seconds. Tuli fena? Tuli fena? Kati wuliriza. Kitegeeza ki? Kitegeeza omulimu gwa barista. Omulimu gwa barista is to make sure you fully extract the flavor zone. Nzo mulimu gwe nkulaba nga extraction njikola eno zone yonna ngimalemu ekigikola ki? Ekigirimu. Okay? Kulaba nga zone eno ngimalamu ekigikola ki? Ekigirimu. Tuli fenna? Listen. Rita, go see what is going to do. If I do extraction, tugeze zone yenu netuko okuja extracting flavor ezirimu nezitazimalamu ya mbuuza kibuuzo senga flavor sizimalamu ku acid ne flavor kye kiba kisingamu obungi ya acid kitegeeza zigenda okusinga percentage ki enene ofuna bulungi kitegeeza coffee ajja kuba testinga ki flavor oba acid kitegeeza the coffee will be too much acidic. What is the taste of coffee which is too much acidic?
Sour.
Thank you. Kitegeeza taste egenda kufuuka ki sour. Kati kino mu coffee kituyita under extraction. Kituyita under extraction. Kati wabadde takimanyi olwaleero kino kiyige because I remember nga nkyasoma coffee nga nze natekatandika okukola coffee nali mmanyi ekigambo under extraction kwe kukola coffee n'ojjamu coffee mutono nkubuulya amazima naye si bwe kiri okitegedde okugjamu coffee omutono tekitegeeza nti coffee ali under extracted no under extraction kitegeeza you've not fully extracted out the flavors kiringa bw'onoowa omwana omuto agaayo ekikajjo noakimujjako ajja kikuwa mami maze naye nga sukaali akyalimu muki kitegeeza the sugar cane is under extracted because extraction tagimaze eki sugar tamukoze eki tamumazeemu. This is what it means. The coffee will taste more acids than flavors. Genda osome ku Google. Under extraction the taste is sour. Sour means something too much tuli fenna kati wetukola extraction wetukola extraction flavors zino netuzimalamu zonna netutuuka wano kweno point netuyimiriza nga we have good flavors zonna tuzimazeemu kino kye bayita perfect extraction tuli fenna kitegeeza test ejja kubeera ki test ejja kubeera ki baana mmwe ekigambo kiyitibwa test test ejja kubeera ki sweet because we have more flavors tuli fenna. The general composition of coffee is bitterness. Okuva eno yonena extraction gyetandikira bitterness akola ki? Because coffee in general coffee is bitter. Tuli fenna naye bwenzijjamu flavors zino zonna nga bw'oziraba ziba zisobola okubalansinga ne bitterness ono aliwa ali eno mu zone eno ofuna bulungi but the moment if I exceed the flavor zone netandika okukamulako ono bitterness asigadde wano kitegeeza ono flavor zate kyasobola kusinga bitterness maani koza okuva eno yona bitterness akoze eki abaddemu ofuna bulungi so kasitansuka zone eno nenyingira zone eno netandika okugjayo ku coffee naye asigaddemu wano it means I'm adding more bitterness into my already flavored coffee. What will my taste be?
Bitter.
What will my taste be?
Bitter.
Bitter. My taste will be bitter. So this is what we call over extraction. To okoze extraction no suka ne woino okukola ki? Okukoma. You are over the extraction point. Tuli fenna extraction point yeriwa yeno ofuna bulungi when you're under it more acids when you're over it more bitterness simple toina kubeera mugezi nnyo nze nkubuulira n'oba kusomerwa wakola PE kofi omukola nze nkubuulidde simple. Over extraction, the taste will be Kati kankulage eno extraction nagikoze dda. Yeah? Nenzigyamu ratio gye nina okugyamu. If I go back wano ku machine nenyiga ojja kulaba still amazzi gajja kusigala gakola ki gavaamu era nekyoggyemu kijja sigala kyefaananyirizanga ki coffee. Ofuna bulungi naye just no si coffee. This is only bitterness because coffee omutuufu namukoze eki namuggyemu dda. So it means if I get this nenkigatta muno, I'm adding more bitterness into my coffee. Ofuna bulungi kitegeeza kano kengassemu kagenda kusaabulwa kinasoose okukola ki kati what will the taste be?
Bitter.
Thank you. Ofuna bulungi kugatta sitaani kwekukkiriza. It will become a bitter sweet. Nebyana mwe. Ani ali basonyiwa. Bino mubitegedde?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Kati. Now, tugenda kukola brief eya ki kyetulabye olwaleero. We say good espresso is a balanced coffee. Tuli fena?
Yes.
Tugamba espresso to make extraction ku ratio ya 1 to 2. Tugamba time ya extraction eri 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah? Tuli fena? Tugamba under extraction coffee test ebera
Sour.
tugamba over extraction test ebera
Sweet.
weddaru perfect extraction test ebera ki
Sweet.
test ebera ki
Sweet.
ebera sweet. Netugamba coffee abeera ne layers meka, abeera ne heart, abeera ne body ne ki. Netugamba coffee ebeera ne elements ezimufuula omungi wa characteristics meka 5, abeera ne balanced acidity, abeera ne balanced
Body.
abeera ne sweetness, abeera ne aroma,
Aroma.
abeera ne ki ne creamer. Tuli fenna netugamba nti bwe tuba tukola extraction ratio ne time kyesinga okubeera ekyamakulu ratio. Tuli fenna netugamba nti coffee bw'abeera coarse flow ya coffee ebeera very
Fast.
coffee bw'abeera fine flow ya coffee ebeera very
Slow.
tuli fenna as simple as this. Netugamba tuba tukola extraction tufa ku grams, tufa ku time, tufa ne ku yield oba omulala kyayita output. Tuli fenna kati wano ka coffee oba okalina anko ka coffee oba okalina. So, ngenda kujjako live ngikomyewo mu ddakiika 10 tulabe ekisembayo then we stop because when nagirwisawo tejja kuvaayo tejja kugira. Go to my page, just say hi, nja kuba nkuddamu gw'ayagala okusoma.